Like, what do you think was the big transitionary point where UK hip hop came into its own?
I think in a lot of ways, it was in those early days. It was a weak copy of the American market, and you can understand that because cats are so far away and they're not embracing their own environment and they're telling their own stories. They're just reflecting, and it was a weak reflection, and it didn't resonate. And then grime came along. And grime came out of the garage scene, and the garage scene initially was a lot of singing and then a bit of MC bubbling, and then the likes of Soul Solid changed that, and out of that came grime, and grime, don't get me wrong, was crazy and out UK. Now that out and out London, to be honest, but that would never go anywhere because nobody else could fucking relate to it. It was just you'd have to be in a grime party to understand that, like that mosh pit environment, that intensity, that bang you in the face style music. And then out of that has come where we are now. So grime was always 140 BPMs, mad fast.
Yeah.
But then if you listen to Skepta, he's actually rhyming to 70 BPMs.
Yeah.
And that is the same BPM as Dirty South, which is just running hip hop.
Yeah. And Giggs was doing a lot of that. Giggs was one of the ones who...
Yes, well, that was the start of UK rap, as opposed to like grime being grime.
Yeah.
So grime was this mad intense, mad fast spitting, mad intense, like, unless you were from London, you wouldn't understand the slang. And then came the early, like, people like North Star, PDC, those are the early, like, and they were street guys. And they were telling their street stories and they were rapping. And then like Giggs was like the turnaround to make it popping beyond belief. So don't get me wrong, their tapes were in the hood and people were really riding for them, and PDC was holding down South London. North Star was holding down North London. But like when Giggs came, he just changed the whole game. Yeah. And that was him coming with that street shit rap, and that shit was just hard-bodied.
Sure. Now, Azealia Banks went on a rant a while ago, and she said a few things. She said, UK rappers never have swag, it's always forced. Rap, hip-hop culture is American in its purest form. The UK really can't rap, though. UK rap is just a disgrace to rap culture in general. What do you say to something like that?
I mean, do we really give a fuck what she says? Why would we? Why would we care what she says? Everyone is entitled to their opinion, man. Mm-hmm. Why would we give a fuck about her opinion?
Yeah.
Why?
And and her career is really based on trolling in this type of fashion.
She's entitled to do what she does, but it doesn't mean we have to give a fuck about her.
Now, you've seen Drake.
So I wouldn't, if she says that, I wouldn't catch an attitude over that. Yeah. I wouldn't catch, that would not offend me.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't care.
I feel you. And you've had Drake, a Canadian, cross over and become the biggest hip-hop artist in the world.
Without a shred of a doubt.
You've had little things happen from the UK over the years, but you've never really had a UK artist come out and have a dominant place in hip-hop as a whole. See what I'm saying?
Yes, but I don't think that is important to us. I think that is where a lot of those early old school artists went wrong, is that they always wanted to break into the US market. So their eye on the prize was the US market. And someone like Giggs, they just want it popping, man, in their hometown. And then if that can bubble out to the rest of the UK, we're good. I don't think you have to look at that US market as something to judge our success.
Well,
our success should be based on our own audience, our own audience embracing our homegrown acts.
Oh, but do you think Drake would have been happy if he was the biggest Canadian hip-hop artist?
But that Canada and the States virtually is one market, especially when you go to the likes of Toronto and Yo, in my...
I mean, it is now, but...
What do I know? But I think for us, we just need to win here, family. That's honestly how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly feel we don't have to bother with acceptance in the States. We don't have to get that cosign. We don't have to chase those hits. Because honestly, if you want to be successful in the States, you would have to leave the UK.
Right.
You'd have to leave the UK.
That's what Drake did.
And leave
Yeah.
the UK and stay in the States.
Yeah.
To work all the different markets, to get all that show money and all that club money. And when you're over there popping, we'd forget about you here, and your lane would be replaced by the next young talented artist. So I don't think, like, it's probably easier now with the internet to get a buzz over there and everything now, but I don't think you have to desert this market. And I think to win, you just have to win this market. And that's what matters, the UK audience.
Right, and Skepta's doing that, JNR is doing that, Gigs is doing that. There's a lot of, like I have a bunch of artists. A lot of artists.
Amazing UK artists out there.
And it seems, we were talking about this earlier, it seems like these artists, like Stormzy and so forth, are huge in the UK. 25 million views, 50 million views on YouTube. And essentially unknown in the US whatsoever. Whereas if you have it seems like most hip-hop fans in the UK, they know who 21 Savage is. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It doesn't go both ways.
No, but maybe we could just be regarded as like a state. So there's artists in Miami which aren't known nationwide, which are popping.
Yeah.
There's great artists in Miami doing great work. Who are some of the artists? Like...
Oh, I don't know current ones.
Yeah, but
Kodak Black is not from Miami, but he's from Florida.
Yeah,
and he popped off.
Or there's great artists in Atlanta which aren't nationwide, but they've got hits in Atlanta. Maybe we've got hits here, and maybe some of those hits might one day cross over nationwide to the States. But I don't think that shouldn't be the objective, man. Well, I think it was like this romantic thing of like being big in the States. Moni Love fell victim to that.
Yeah.
Like, she was popping here, she was crazy big. Goes to the States, nobody cares.
Estelle was popping over here, but she went to the States, but as a singer, not as a rapper.
Yeah.
And she was a rapper over here, from what I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, she used to rap and sing.
Yeah. And, it seems like Drake is almost becoming a reason why there's more attention to UK hip-hop, because he seems to be embracing what's happening over here.
I think Drake is just incredible. There's never been anyone like him, and he's just changing everything about the game.